Ha, boyos! Another one added to the collection. Another platinum destroyed. Another game 100%ed. Oh man, Spider-Man on PS4 is a really good game. I'm actually really happy with how this game came out. I was really it's just a great time. They got it all down right. It's almost a great game. It's really good. It's as good can get before becoming great. They got everything. They got the web slinging is just phenomenal. The way the world feels, the way you interact with it in terms of moving around, movement, momentum. It's extremely Spider-Man. They got everything down. They got everything down exactly the way Peter Parker Spider-Man would have done it. It's just perfect. It's the source material is so perfectly on tune with how it should be. It's like miraculous. You can really feel it. It's just everything about what's going on here. The way they made this world move, feel. It's just great. In terms of momentum, fighting, the writing is outstandingly Peter Parker. Nothing but quips. Like when he doesn't have the suit on, he feels like exactly how Peter Parker should feel, and when he puts on the Spider-Man suit, he feels exactly how Spider-Man should feel. It's remarkable. It's remarkable they were able to do this in such a way that really made it feel. It's almost to a T as far as it goes from the source material. This is a comic book game. This was made with love. This is the Insomniac feel. This is perfect. It's exactly how it should be in terms of copying what you're going for. This is the perfect embodiment of what Spider-Man is. It's exactly what a Spider-Man fan would hope and dream for. Now, in terms of things that are wrong with the game, they're not even wrong. They're just, some of the beginning missions are really quite stupid. You go get the pigeons, go get some backpacks, go get a cat out of a tree. Literally, one of the missions is go swing through a cloud of pollution so you can track down the cars that are giving off too much smog, so you can report it to the car factory so they can do a recall, so they can make the cars more energy efficient. That is legitimately one of the missions, one of the side missions. It's not even funny how stupid that is, but when you think about it, it's Spider-Man, so it's like, he fights super villains at the same time. He also, would probably help you deliver a pizza if you ask. It's just perfect. And one of the things I think is really important about this game is the fact that, yeah, they got the web slinging just perfect. Yes, they got the Peter Parker Spider-Man writing, quips, just perfect, but they also went above and beyond. You see, I thought this game was going to be outstandingly gold age, like everyone's wearing their underwear on the outside, supervillains like justice, and like it shaking hands with the police commissioner while taking pictures in front of the press. I thought it was going to be like that, like campy, and yeah, it's campy, but then every so often, there's 3 acts in total, and every time you think it's just going to be okay, whatever, here-de-dear-de la-di-da story, it honestly, the writing takes off and it ends up doing something just magnificent by pulling out the hard stops. Right when you think this game is all going to be sunshines and rainbows, it hits you with this perfect meld of seriousness and darkness that you didn't see coming, that you forget that, yeah, Spider-Man is still a superhero, so he still has to deal with these, the feeling that come along with becoming a superhero. It's usually loss, death, all that fun jazz. It's all there. So, I mean, just the fact that it's all here. I don't want to spoil any of it, but man, it's good. It comes out at the end of every act. They make sure to leave you on such a strong note that you're like, wow, where's this going next? You actually feel the tension. They got it down perfectly. The writing doesn't feel like, no, that's exactly what they want you. No, it feels right. It feels genuine. Like you honestly do feel like, oh my God, like where's this story going? I legitimately want to finish the story because I can't just guess where this is gonna go like you can with most games. It honestly, on the note, the beginning side missions are honestly just the only bad part. They're not even bad, they're just okay-ish. They're like, kind of stupid, but at the same time, the more you play the game, the better it gets, and I can't stress that enough, that the more and more you play, you get better, you earn more skills, more gadgets, all these things become unlockable, you get all these suits, everything's just great. And oh man, all the small touches, all the backpacks have all these little collectibles from Spider-Man's past you can read, and all the different suits from all the different comics. There's like 27 total suits. They're just great. I honestly think that no one should pass up this game. If you have a PS4, you need to go get one, a copy right now. If you don't have a PS4, you need to go buy a PS4 to play this game, because aside from a few things it does so many things great, so many things good, and just a few things okay. And I think the only reason why this game isn't great is because it doesn't push the gaming the gaming industry as a whole forward. I think that's the only reason it's not a great game, is it's as good can get before it becomes great. And I think this is just a really spectacular time. They really need to fix some of the beginning side missions, because they're just really inconvenient, appalling. Combat is a little basic in the beginning, but with time, with more upgrades, it becomes more complex. I recommend playing on a more difficult setting, on spectacular setting, because it really adds that flavor of challenge. That's where I played at. You know, I just highly recommend this game. There's just a few things they gotta fix here and there. Sometimes some things, there might be some plot holes within the story, but I really don't want to spoil anything. As far as the review goes for this game, I honestly recommend it. It's as good can get before great. It's so close. Once a Spider-Man 2 sequel, because of course it has to come out. When a Spider-Man 2 sequel comes out, I'm sure when they fix a little bit of things here and there, some polish, some feedback, they'll come out with a real banger, and that game is assured to be great. But for now, this is as good can get. You know, usually I make my reviews much longer, more in-depth, more you know, depicting a little bit more here and there on some of the more, you know, things I feel are a little more important to note, but I really don't want to spoil much. Patrick's going over a lot of the game through his playthrough, and I highly recommend, if you want to get a more in-depth review of that game, or just a total analysis of how things are going, I highly recommend watching his Let's Play. It's a couple episodes in so far, all pretty good. Highly recommend. Hopefully at the end of his Let's Play, he can get his own review with a more in-touch, you know, depiction of what he thought of the game. But as for now, you know, thanks for watching. The usual bit. Like and subscribe if you'd like, and can't stress enough, try out those Patrick videos. Thanks.